And today we're going to finish the second half of the Panda uh, data frame type thing. I prepare a new notebook. It's more summarized and condensed. Small notebook called Panda 1. I Python notebook. Please download that. And we're going to exercise. And the main goal for today's exercise is we're going to start from a scratch notebook, walk through the entire workflow for you. And over Tuesday, we had a in class, I'm sorry, we have an online quiz. And I think I still have 10 students didn't know where to find their notebook or how to use. Some of the students even using some other software trying to edit a notebook. So it's kind of weird for me. So I decided today I'm going to spend a little bit more time and to go over the process one more time. And here you can see I started my notebook within my Dropbox under a directory. So my root is my Dropbox. And basically, if you go that as my Dropbox, everything in my Dropbox. And then I go to classes underneath, then 685, Spring 2, and I go to machine learning prerequisite, go into the pack I download, and the Panda subfolder. Everybody see what I'm doing? Okay, so you can actually put everything under your. Sure. Hannah, 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 can we do this after class one on one? Because this might not be everybody else's problem. Okay, so that's okay. We do this one on one after class. I promise I'll keep the class short. You have time to talk to me after class. So let's move on to the content first. Okay. Um, Usually, let me show you what I have in most people's process. If you go to your Windows Explorer, I assume your Windows Macintosh is much more straightforward. It's just in your home folder. You do go to the Finder, go to the Home, and then that's usually where you download it to. And here on the Windows, and you see that you have a desktop, and you see you have your home directory. This is CHW is my EID. So I click in. All the stuff I supposed to do is downloaded here. Okay. So if you have other stuff downloaded into your download folder, okay, and you can make a copy and paste into your home directory. And that's usually where you launch your Jupyter notebook. That's the root directory they have. If you put stuff on your desktop, usually it's your home directory. Under home directory, there is the desktop folder. Okay, and that's whatever things I have in my desktop. Make sense? So if you download it to the desktop, you access your home directory. Under your home directory, there's a desktop. For some of you cheated by Microsoft, they create your desktop folder under a folder name called OneDrive. Okay, their intentions trying to back up everything you have on the desktop onto OneDrive, which is the same thing. Okay. So I usually recommend user to using a local account, not to log in with a Microsoft account. I have a numerous experience with the faculty log out by their own laptop because they're using Microsoft login. Everybody okay? So this is your user directory. If you cannot find your user directly like me on this, you go to my PC, C drive, user, and then find your user name under the user subdirectory on the C drive. And that's what you have initially. Okay. So if you start your Jupyter notebook within the so-called Anaconda Navigator, and this is usually the default directory they use. But similar in the Macintosh is under home directory. Okay, under home directory of your. So here what I have, I load it. Where is that? Up here. I loaded this Panda 1 notebook on the side. I'm going to start from scratch. You see, this is your first screen, we call the home page of your Anaconda Jupyter notebook. And today we're going to show you how to start a new notebook. Here on the side, you have a new, and go to Python 3. And for you is Python 3.8. This is a new notebook, okay? Here I click on the title, and I will say, in class, okay, example. And the moment I change the name, you'll probably see I have the in-class example notebook on my current directory already. So I'm going to start with today's example. First, we're going to import the Panda. Import Panda SPD and Shift Enter and see if you already have your Panda library installed. If there's no arrow show, and that means actually you're fine. Everybody okay for me? So now I'm going to read in a data called huh? Oh, don't worry about that. That's just I installed extension. Tell me, actually this line was executed. If you do Shift Enter, it goes to the next line. No error message means you're fine. And later on of the semester, we were using more computational intensive command like a new deep learning process. And this will help actually know how long it took Python to execute this particular cell. All right. Again, now you see the cell is blue. When I hit enter, it will go into an editor mode and the cursor showed up in the cell. So now I'm going to try to read the data in. The PD is abbreviation for Panda from now on. I import Panda as an abbreviation called PD, and under Panda, I have a function called read CSV. Okay, read CSV file, and then I'm going to have a CSV file called data 2D CSV. Everybody okay? Everybody okay? Okay, if this is okay, all right, it gives me an arrow. What happened to it? You're going to see this a lot, this message, so don't panic. Go down, see the error message says, no such file or directory in this data2D. So don't get panicked yet. Coming down here to see, oh, in this particular directory, I don't have any data file called data2D. Actually, when you download the machine learning prerequisite pack, all the data are organized under data directory called data2d.csv. So we're going to come back here to re-edit this a little bit. So the data itself is not in the same directory as my program is. So what I do is I'm going to go up a level. Data means go up. And the directory called data slash. And see if I can actually. Now you see the error message went away. And I'm meaning I already read this. And if just to make sure, I'm going to print out the X. So I see, okay, this is the data frame I read in to the pen using read_csv function. But notice one thing, I'm missing the row 0 of the number. You see that 17.93, 94.52, and 320. And the Panda reading CSV file automatically assume the first line in your data file is the header file, which is a column name. So we have a column name called 17.93, another column named 94.52, another column named 320. So this is not what I want. I want to read all the data in without using the first line as a header. So you can see the notebook you download right now, and I'm just saying, header equals to none. So I'm not going to treat the first row as the header. So now you see I'm reading all the data. It automatically gives me 0, 1, and 2 column. Everybody okay? So now I'm going to scroll down a little bit more so you can see in the middle of the screen. I'm going to do one more thing. This is something I usually do all the time when I'm reading a new data frame called .info. Okay? I'm sorry. What's wrong? It's actually capital X. And the .info function give me, how many column I have. I have a column 0, 1, and 2. Each one of column I have 100 number, and each one of the columns, all the numbers in that, all the data in those columns are floating point 64-bit information. Okay, and how many memory usage and so on and so forth. Next things we're going to do is go for describe function. I'm sorry, couldn't type today. The describe function actually describe for each column, if they are numerical columns, and give you the count, mean, standard deviation, minimum, maximum value, and 3 quantile value as well. And so it's almost like the so-called two-dimensional array is 100 by 3 array, okay? So see if I can actually access these data frame by using index 0, row 0 column. It say, no, you cannot do that. Sure. population in this case, okay, for that column, okay, respect to that column. So I cannot using the traditional things I use, but I can actually translate easily from a Panda data frame into a NumPy array. So here I'm going to call a matrix called M actually and give me all the values from the X. Everybody okay? And this function is, sorry. You can, yeah, sorry. So here I'm going to start typing. Let's see what is the M looks like. It's a NumPy array and dimensional array, multi-dimensional array. Okay. Couple things I want to show you. And here I want to show you actually what is in, I know X is Panda data frame, M is a NumPy array. So, well, let me see what is the X. 0 means. It give me actually the first column of the 0 column of the, sorry, here, this first column of your data frame. However, looks the M, what is that? So M, and what happened? And M is a NumPy array. If I say M square bracket 0, it gives me the first row. So what I trying to comment it out is I'm inserting a cell in front of this cell. Doing this again. Type A key, insert automatically in front of it. Okay? And also, why in the so-called command mode, which is this is blue, called a command mode. If I click inside, this turns red, green, and that's an editing mode. So in the command mode, if you are in the editing mode, just hit the escape key, both in Macintosh and PC, it will automatically return to the command mode. And command mode, you want to change this to a markdown cell. So you see the number disappear. So the notebook is not going to compile this as a program. Instead, it's just treated as a text. So here what I'm trying to say is for Panda, okay, and whatever it is, 0 means what? First column. Okay. And for NumPy, 0 means what? First row. Okay. So it's not formatted correctly. So let me do this. 2 star means boldface. Make sense? Everybody okay with me so far? Not trying to be sophisticated. Just some basic help you out with commenting your code while you're programming everything. Couple things we need to learn. We want to do is x dot hat. Okay, x dot hat give me a peek of the first 5 rows of the data frame, and also I have xtel. Give me the last 5 rows of the data frame. So I can see that. And if I say, okay, Dr. 5 row may not be enough for me, so I can type however many rows I want to pick. Okay, 20, and this one probably last 15 row. So I can customize how many rows I want to pick in based on that. Question for me. Uh, umpire. You mean this? Okay. And you probably want to import NumPy. Correct? Good. Then it should work. Yeah. Values don't need any budget. All right. All right. I'm glad we got it straight. Now, remember, I just type, I keep come back to remind you for NumPy, 0 means first column. For pandas, 0 means first column. For NumPy, 0 means first row. So you say, hey, Dr. Wu, I want to access pandas first row. What is that? So I'm going to do that also. So now this time I'm going to highlight this cell and type B on the command mode when this is blue. So insert a row behind that, below that cell. So let's do this. So I can actually for I location of, I'm sorry, 0. In that case, that will give me the first row of that particular data frame. All right. So iLocation is something we talked about last time, last lecture, is accessing the row based on number instead of index. So if I'm using location, it has to be the index. Okay. All right. Index means these bolded column over here are the index. Let me see what else we have. Gonna do type x 0. Let's see. What does that mean? Okay. For single column NumPy, a Panda data frame, it is referring as a NumPy, Panda series. A series means a single column data frame, okay, called a Panda series. Also, we can do, what does this mean, you think, before I execute it? 0 and second rows of the X Panda data frame, correct? So let's see how that, okay. I'm just displaying a row 0, a column 0 and column second column of the data frame. So I can specify that. Let's do this. Actually, you can execute on your notebook you download. So what is this means? Okay. This means I want to all the rows when x0 column's value is less than 5. Let's take a look. Okay. So I have row 5, row 44, row 54, row 90, row 99. Their column 0 value, x0, is less than 5. And I print out all 3 columns of those rows. Make sense? So here I'm going to see if just that is a condition. So it give me a column of row 0 if it is less than 5 or not. So you see the first row 0 is false, row 1 is false, row 2 is false, all the way to 90, 90, 90 and 99, they showed up true. So those are the only ones that showed up in this command. Question for me? All right, if not. So for example, I wanted to have only show the first row, first column when x0 is less than 5. How am I going to do that? You see, one more time, I'm showing all the rows which x0 is less than 5. But now I want to show first column, column 1, which is the second column. So I can do this. It will show me only what? The first column, column 1, all the row when x0 is less than 5. Question for me. Oh, those are the extension, actually. If you look at here, there's a whole bunch of extension you can install. Okay. It's just for my class lecture things, I install some of the simple extension to help me out. All right. And here I'm going to continue. I'm going to reading another data file called International Airline Passenger. We're going to use that later on for data analytics forecasting portion. Want to excuse me again. Okay, I guess we have to stop today's lecture. My keyboard got locked for some reason. Cannot type anything in. All right, let's conclude today's lecture. We see you next Tuesday then. Wait a second. I can execute it from here. It's not keyboard's not working.